It's your girl, Denise Joy. Welcome to another episode of Transformation for Your Home. Whether it's DIY or professional help, you can make your home a destination you'll love. So now let's talk about texture briefly. Where can you add texture? Because we want to blend and balance both pattern and texture. Your flooring, shag rugs, that's just sort of the first thing that comes to mind, but you don't have to be limited to shag. Something that has some texture to it. Accent pillows, I'm going to show you some example in a moment. Wallpaper, you can add texture in a room using wallpaper. My favorite wallpaper is grass cloth. I have grass cloth in two different areas in my home, in my living room and in my bedroom. I adore that you can get grass cloth in a sisal. You can get different weights. Accent pillows is also a great place. I can actually pop in here and just drop in and show you some really quick. So this is a beautiful example of how to add both pattern and texture using a pillow. Pillows are just easier for me to show on the screen here, but you could actually have an entire chair made out of this kind of gorgeous fabric. It's so luscious and soft to the touch, and you see how it has this beautiful chevron zigzag pattern on this gorgeous pillow. Also, upholstery, fabric on a sofa and chairs. Now I'm showing you another pillow, but believe it or not, this fabric, this is actually leftover fabric from an upholstery, custom upholstery. I have two chairs upholstered in this beautiful circular fabric, and I'm going to try to show you close how you can see the texture. This is a velvet. So this is so wonderful and fun when you sit in this chair. You want to just run your hand across it because the fabric is just so enticing. It invites you to explore the chair. Also on window blinds, one of my favorite things to do in a home is to use rattan or some type of a wood blind underneath curtains or drapes, particularly if you have a more casual, but you can even do this in sort of a traditional or even in a glam space if you pick the right color. And then lastly, your wall and tabletop decor, you can add fun texture that way. Now, where you add texture is very similar to where and how you can add pattern. But many people don't even consider texture when they're thinking about how to really create a 360 design experience in their room. And here's some other samples of texture. Wood. The grain of a wood in a wood floor gives us a textural element in a space. Metal. When you say, oh, I have an modern industrial, that metal finish, depending upon if it's a more rustic metal or if it's a really pristine, sort of clean looking metal. Glass is another texture. Silks, woven rattans, caning in the boho, in its Scandinavian style, lots of caning and rattans are being used in that. Fur, which is what I just showed you on that pillow. Even marble, the different patterns in the marble. Pop quiz: is it design friendly to have all these textures in one room? Well, kind of yes and no. It really depends on how much and the scale, right? The size of these items, and depending upon the design style. You can do it if you curate it. That just means if you really select it with intentionality and thoughtfulness. And so now I want to show you these patterns that I picked out just to play around just a little bit. I showed you the iCat pillow earlier. This is such a great fabric, and so we have this beautiful cream background, and then we have this lovely kind of chocolate. I would call it just like a chocolate, and then this turquoise color right here. So those are really the three colors in this piece. And then I want to just pull up this other circular pattern, and you think, oh, well, those wouldn't necessarily go together. But of course they could, because they have a similar color family. And this is what I meant by they don't have to match, but they have to be harmonious. So these two pieces would work well and be in harmony because their color family are so similar. And then check it out, you guys. Hopefully I can get this up here. Even this third pillow, we could put in this relationship if we had this sitting in like in a chair or on a sofa. We could get this textured because it's in that kind of turquoise blue. We could put the iCat, and then we could put this pillow. And then lastly, on the other side of this pillow is this other fabric. This cool fabric on the other side. This lovely kind of East Indian print material with these elephants on it. And it had this beautiful kind of rusty burnt orange color on the elephants. So that gray picks up, and we could partner that with this iCat, that gray and the turquoise. We could put this print with the iCat, and they would work perfectly well together. I hope that by showing you all these examples, you get some ideas and some inspiration to play around with creating harmony between color, scale, and the size. I didn't really talk too much about the size of the pattern on here, but I'll mention it briefly. This is we would consider this, well, it's on a small pillow. This looks like a large pattern. I actually have this fabric on a bench and 2 chairs that I had custom covered. And so on the bench, because the bench is so large, this looks like a medium pattern. But because it's on this small pillow here, it looks fairly like a large pattern. This small pattern here, and the turquoise being so bright, we would be putting a medium and a small together. So in design, we would say they balance each other out. Thanks so much, Zena. So these would balance each other out and create good harmony. So you're really after creating harmony in a space versus trying to match every single color in your room. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button because I know you don't want to miss a single episode. Give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And share it with your friends. So I will see you in the next video.